Hey, so I'm Russell from the Ambition Company, and I'm going live just because I'm really excited. I've been working with the team down in Australia to get set up for a great keynote that's happening in June of this year, and we just got confirmation we're all steams ahead. Things are going to happen, so really excited about that, and particularly given that this is a conference that's really focused on how do you get organizations to shift and focus on ultimately achieving ambition. At least that's my take on it. So we'll be heading down. In fact, we've got a lot of travel coming up, and I'll be sharing more about some of the other travel in just a little bit. But the Australia trip is going to be pretty exciting because we've got a fair bit planned, not only the keynote, but we'll be doing some other stuff while we're there. But as it pertains to the keynote, we've got the session, and then we're actually going to run a second day, or on the second day, we're going to run a deeper dive into some dimensions of the work. So when we're there, the audience is already going to be, there's a ton of content that's going to be offered. And I'm really keen that I'm excited, rather, that I'm going to be closing out day one. I think it's day one, at least. Closing out the day and really helping to kind of take everything that we will have gathered and bring it into some perspective and semblance for everybody. So what are we covering? So we're pretty excited because we're going to be talking about how to elevate performance, both individual and organizational, through the science of ambition. Now, ambition is what I'm all about. The company's called the Ambition Company. We focus on our ambition playbook. That's what we do. That's what we take out to and work with clients on. And in fact, we've recently started doing something new where we know that we can't be everywhere. And so we've created an option where we can work with clients who aren't necessarily where we are in the US on the East Coast, but we can reach out and have an impact with them regardless. So that's something that we're really excited about. But inherent in the whole story of ambition is the fact that nothing significant or even modest was achieved without ambition. Every significant change, almost every significant change, with the exception of the pandemic perhaps and other forces of nature, are things that have happened because we've had an aspiration. We've been driven to aspire to do something different. And that's really what we want to try and uncouple, because what is so sad is that in organizations today, we are seeing the highest or amongst the highest level of discontent, disenchantment, apathy, and frankly, dispassion across the board. And so when you have that sense of malaise in an organization, and yet you want to try and achieve something great, those two are like friction. It's not going to happen. So what we want to try and do is share with the audience, what we will do is share with the audience some of the deconstruction of the science of ambition. So we've gone really deep on behavioral science. We've gone really deep on behavioral economics and psychology and organizational performance. We also come at this from our roots, which is all around re-engineering and understand how processes really ought to add value in an organization, and what it is that brings that team together, the team that is strong and cohesive, that's going to really drive results and drive action, but create an environment where people want to be there. Because that's probably the single biggest thing that we see right now, is that so many people in organizations show up because it's just a job. It's not their ambition. It's not their aspiration. So we'll be diving into how you can actually reverse engineer some of this and create it within an organization, how you can turn the tide, create incredible energy, and just fire up a team for great results. So that it's not just the leaders and their aspiration, or the board and their aspiration, but you have customers that actually fall in love with you because of how you're doing what you do in a way that perhaps they haven't felt before, or employees who are just so thrilled that they're a part of your organization that they can't imagine being anywhere else and wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So that's what we're going to dive into as part of our close on the day one of the keynote. We'll post details below, but thanks to Deborah and to Steve and the team down in Australia who've just been phenomenal in making this happen. And we'll kind of probably share a few tidbits afterwards as well in terms of key findings that we've had, because we've got a big group that we'll be talking with and a lot of people to get insights from. So if you're going to be there, it's going to be terrific to see you. I'll share details, as I say, a little bit further down in this post somewhere. And if not, just kind of keep checking out our channel. We'll post updates on not just the conference, of course, and how that goes, but we've got lots of stuff going on before then that we'll be sharing insights on as well. All right, thanks to my team who are always behind the scenes making everything great for us and for our clients. And look forward to being in touch with a lot of you soon.